Hello, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. Thank you so much for joining today with us to this session. Today, I think that we have an amazing topic and an amazing technology. Today, we will be talking about AI generative services, and concretely, we will be talking about Azure OpenAI. Today with us, we have a very special guest. Today with us, we have Jhoanna Machado. Jhoanna is working as a principal program manager at Microsoft. So hello, Jhoanna. Hola, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Mario? Nice being here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you today, Jhoanna, because you are a very big expert on all of these services, and you will provide us a very high vision about the services that you are working on Microsoft, and we will be able to ask any question to you. So for us, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invite.
Okay, so well, just to give you a short introduction, we are Bravent. We are a software development company. As you can imagine, we are partner of Microsoft. We are very focused on people, technology, and innovation. All of the use cases and all of the solutions that we will show to you are based on innovation, and this is why we are talking about these technologies. We were founded in 2013, and now we have more or less around 120 people, very high qualified and very motivated professionals. We are very focused on artificial intelligence. That is the main topic that we will be talking in today. Also, we are very focused on mixed reality, business intelligence, and of course, cloud computing. Also, we have some advanced specialization on Microsoft technologies. We are, we have two advanced specializations in AI and machine learning, and also in the modernization of web application in Azure. Finally, we have our own innovation lab where we are working with these latest technologies, and we are creating different POCs. We are working in different use cases with our clients. Some of them we will be showing today. And also we have different offices around the world. We have offices in the United States, in Spain, in Qatar, and finally in Peru. So now let's start with the main topic. So now, Jhoanna, the floor is yours. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mario. So let me start sharing my screen, and then I can start. Okay, so you should be seeing my screen now.
Yep.
Okay.
We can see it.
So again, thank you for having me here today. So it's good to see all of you participating in this conversation. And thank again to the Brabant team to inviting me to have this conversation in which we can learn from each other about AI, and more particularly about generative AI. And thank you again for your participation, your commitment on time with having this conversation. Please make it this conversation a conversation. I don't want to be
yes.
in the whole hour. It's more about what are your needs, what you are seeing, and we can address any of those questions. Right?
Yeah.
So
sorry, Jhoanna. I forgot to mention that you have the question and answer window. Feel free to send us any question, any thought, whatever you want. Feel free to send us your messages. We will receive it, and Jhoanna or me, we'll try to answer all of them.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. So, well, I'm Jhoanna Machado. Mario already presented me. So I'm a principal program manager with the AI engineering team at Microsoft. And I'm here today particularly partnering with Brabant, right, which is one of our top AI partners. And we are pleasure to talk about OpenAI and Microsoft AI in general, right? It's more about solving and answering questions about what's artificial intelligence. Is it real? Right? Is it available for enterprise, or is it mainly available for consumers? Is this important for you, for your company, for your industry? And we will answer all those questions during this conversation. And after that, probably you will ask or will be wondering which company or what's the right partner for us to work with. for an envisioning session just to evaluate the technology or to have some sort of experimentation, running a POC. So definitely why we're having this conversation today, not only for you to look into what the technology do we have, learn and share what are you seeing in your industries, in your company, also how you can start doing something tangible with AI and or Azure OpenAI. Right? So let me move into the next slide, talking about, well, what's Microsoft and how we are fueling innovation, right? So we at Microsoft have investing in innovation for years. So now we're listening and reading the news. So everyone is talking about ChatGPT, generative AI, but that didn't happen from one day to another, right? It's a combination of decades, right, on research and development, not only on OpenAI and Azure OpenAI, more on all the AI cognitive services, right? So I will touch a little bit about what I'm meaning with cognitive services, Azure ML, but pretty much the message here is that this didn't happen from one day to another, right? So we're very serious and commit with what we are doing and committed with that, the usage of the AI, right? Another, very hot topic that you can read in the social media as well. If AI is possible and is real, so robots are going to take my job, right? How AI can be an enhancer of human experience and an enhancer on productivity, right? Doesn't mean that it's going to replace humans, right? So in that sense, our responsible practices are to amplify and expand human capabilities. That's what I mentioned, the cognitive services, right? So we can amplify cognitive, human cognitive interfaces, right? Like how humans see, speech, listen, and reasoning when trying to find a solution to a problem. And in that responsible AI, that is very strong topic within Microsoft. We'll cover that too. And also security. Is my data secure? Is my information secure? How is Microsoft or any partner that is working with Microsoft using my data? Right? Also, we have several practices, and it's including our contracts and in everything that we do. So you can find, the right partnership with our partners like Braben through Microsoft to be sure that your data is secure. And any question, any doubt that you could have is going to be fulfilled, technically speaking, and also in the practices that we have, responsible and secure. Reliability and performance is also important, because if you're going to delegate or endorse a specific cloud service provider to run some of your big core business processes, you want that to be reliable and have a performance at scale. So all our services on Azure AI runs on Azure, right? So nothing new. So we have all those practices. It's not that we have a separate cloud or a separate group of servers. So it's all rely in our platform and in our data centers. And also trust. How I can trust that whatever Microsoft is doing through the leaders on AI, like OpenAI, and that will continue injecting or infusing more innovation in whatever we do. Right? So let me move forward into what's the Microsoft Cloud, a little bit more about trust. Right? So we say that we run on trust. Let me click all this slide. But pretty much more about how we run on trust. And when we say that we run on trust, I mentioned that before, it's also in our culture and from the engineering team, how we do the things. Right? So is a fundamental promise that we have been built into the Microsoft Cloud since the very beginning. Right? Data is the fuel that powers AI technology. We cannot have AI technology without data. Right? Because at the end, it's your enterprise data that is adding value to your business, how you use your data, how you get more insights from your data. So without data, it's not possible to have
nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. And we want you to trust on whatever technology and partners you are doing business with, or you are doing whatever you are doing with your data. So that's why we take this very seriously. And our partners also commit with that. Right? So in having those practices embedded in whatever they do. Right? We have three fundamental promises that are the ones that you see in the slide that make the Microsoft Cloud trustable. So first, I already mentioned your data is your data. This is not our data. Right? So that means that it is is under your own control. You decide what data, where the data is, what models can look into your data or no models can look into your data, and also encryption when the data is on the cloud, right? Your data to choose how you want to leverage and modernize. It's your data and you choose how to do it, right? The second promise that we have is about the data is not used to train our models. In some conversation that I have with partners and customers, they always ask, okay, I understand, I got it. My data is on my subscription or my tenant, not being too technical here, but it's under my control. So my Azure admins can control where the data is and who can access it, right? But what happened with the data? You're using my data to train your models, and the answer is no, right? So we don't use that data neither to train or neither to enrich their foundational models. When I say foundational models, just to add a little bit more, a little bit of colors on what I mean saying foundation models. So we have different models by human capabilities. Let's say for vision services, we have a model that is called Florence, right? But for speech, we have different models that have different abilities, right? So think on this like you have a child that has been growing. And then when they are teenagers, some of them want to be more specialized into the vision or took one career versus another one, right? So we have developed and made those models grow in a way that they have skills in which they are particularly better than other models, right? So we don't use your data like if you are in the healthcare industry, so then we're going to use your data to the model to be more knowledgeable about the healthcare industry. The answer is no, right? And you don't have to worry about anyone other than your organization is benefiting from AI, right? And that is trained, if you train your data, it's going to be used by your organization, right? And the third one, the third promise is about your data and AI models. In fact, your entire organization is protected at every step by the most comprehensive enterprise compliance and security controls that are available in the industry. And that's rely on also in your endpoints, how the data is moving. If you have data on premises and it moving into the cloud, again, it's not particularly on AI, but it's related, right? Because everything run on Azure and all the security layers, all the controls like you have when creating a virtual machine or getting data stored in a block storage is the same security and policies and practices that you can have with AI. Okay.
That's something, Jhoanna, very, very important. That's probably the most common question that we receive from our clients. I think that that's the most important thing for them, because they want to know what is happening with their data. So I appreciate your explanation, because I think that is very, very clear.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's true, yeah, because for companies, data is like their baby, right?
Yeah.
So their competitive advantage is also including their data, their customer data, their processes data, their critical assets. You know, a lot of information is stored in the data, right? So very nice, very appropriate comment, Mari, about where, because looks like you are listening the same things that we are listening. So
for sure, that's the most common question.
Absolutely, yes. So in the next slide, just have more about the principles, right? Because for us, in order to execute or do something, we need to have those principles defined as part of our culture, right? And also we have, I didn't mention the previous slide, but we have created an Office of Responsible AI in 2016. So again, it wasn't yesterday. So in 2016, you know, Satya Nadella and the leadership team see the next wave of innovation was looking into AI, investing on AI, right? And immediately that bring to attention, hey, we need some sort of practices and principles to guide this, right? As everything that Microsoft do, right? So these are the principles that guide, you know, how we work, and we have then principles, policies, and how we develop. So we have constantly audits in our process to ensure that we comply with those principles, right? Because it's how we earn trust. And you know that earn trust is a really hard and long process, because trust is gained every day, every second. But if we made one small mistake, it's going to be, you know, we're not going to be trustable, right? So that's why we keep it very seriously. And that's why I have dedicated 3 slides of this presentation on this, because that create, you know, the not only the trust, also, make you comfortable and confident. Hey, anything that you're going to explore on Azure AI is going to be embraced for these principles, right? Privacy and security, inclusiveness, accountability, transparency, and fairness. And you will see that we all not only have those principles, also we provide tools, right? So, okay, Jhoanna, we're a partner. It's nice to see that Microsoft is doing all of this. What this is important for me, right? Because if you and your organization and also building practices on AI or thinking on developing an application with Raven or having a chatbot or include summarization or ChatGPT in your processes, you will think how that can also help my employees not only improve productivity or be more efficient, but also to avoid having like harmful content or avoid asking questions that are discriminatory or can have sex content, right? So how you want to embrace that and align that with your own company policies, right? These tools that I have in this slide are helping on that, right? So we have the responsible AI dashboard here, and it's a scorecard that put together some of the more mature responsible AI tooling that we have been developed as part of our open source project, right? In those dashboards, you can see the capabilities of each model and how through debugging the model, all the decisions that the model is doing, and if that is fair or not. You get a score, and you can see on your own developments, on your own applications, get a score on responsible AI. So you can tweak that and improve the model before making the model into production, right? And also, the second image that I have in the slide is about Azure AI content safety, right? In the past, it was included into Azure ML, but now we expand that not only on Azure ML, also in all cognitive services, including Azure OpenAI. So now you can see, or in a similar way, in a dashboard, right? Anytime that you prompt the system, and I will go deeper in what a prompt means, but you interact with a chat and say, hey, I want to go to the beach, or I want to learn more about the policies for T&E, travel and expenses. So that interaction is an ask to the model, the OpenAI model, and then the OpenAI model respond. So you want to respond in the right way so you can analyze that traffic, that interaction, that conversation, and see how it's scoring, right? Have violent content, is sexual content, hate content, or you can modify that. While we are doing this, remember that the Azure OpenAI model was trained with internet data, and in the internet data is everything. So in the internet, if you search for any topic, you can see people that is in the middle, people that is against a topic, people that is in favor of a topic. So it's a diverse, plethora of opinions, right? But if you want to use it in your enterprise, to have, diverse and type of responsible content that is going to be interacting between whoever is asking the model and the response, right? So these tools are also available. And then I'm talking now in this slide a little bit more about Azure AI, right? Because when we talk about Azure AI, it includes 4 core categories of AI capabilities, all informed by decades of Microsoft research, as I said at the beginning, and not only research and development in this space. So we have Azure Machine Learning at the top, we have cognitive services, we have the Azure AI infrastructure, and also we have Azure OpenAI service. Azure OpenAI services, part of the cognitive services, but we put it in a separate category because all the momentum that we're having with generative AI and the market demand on Azure OpenAI, right? So that's why we keep it only to illustrate, the different main categories that we cover in our Azure AI portfolio, right? But if you hear that it's part of cognitive services, it's completely right. It's not separate, right? So we have with Azure Cloud application, with Azure Cloud, you want your applications to be more intelligent, right? So this is a portfolio of APIs. You can use it like as needed, and you can combine as many services as needed, right? And here I can give you an example, right? If you want to have an interaction, let me go back to my chat example, but you want to add speech, someone can talk and you want to recognize that voice, recognize what the speaker is saying and infuse that data into the model or into the system, right? So you will need some speech services that allow you to allow the computer to listen and transcribe what the computer is listening, right? Those are speech services. Okay, but once you have that data into your system, what you're going to do with that, right? The user that is interfacing will expect a response. And if I'm a speaker with a system or doing a phone call, I do not expect to receive a text. You need to transform that back into a speech, right? So you can also work on the data, use Azure OpenAI, summarize what the caller or the speaker is saying, and then reply with the best recommendation for that speaker using voice service. So in that case, you combine speech services with Azure OpenAI. So you can combine as many as needed, human capabilities or pairing capabilities through Azure AI to solve a business need, right? So that's why I'm showing what's the portfolio. It's not only OpenAI. Azure OpenAI is not the solution for all the use cases. I'm probably pretty sure you are going to need more than one service to provide a complete business solution. Okay, and I'm sure that Mario has a lot.
Yes, I was thinking the same because we will show you different use cases where we are applying Azure OpenAI, but in all of them, we need other services that we need to combine to solve at the end the business need. So that's a perfect explanation, Jhoanna.
Absolutely, yes. So let me go a little bit faster here because I know that I have like 20, 30 minutes and already I'm in the mark of the 28. Right, but this is another slide. So this is a key message, right? So now any application, any investment that you're going to do in your company needs to be an intelligent app, right? And when we say an intelligent app, is you have your data, how you get the most insight information from your data. And it's not because it's nice to know, tendencies and a statistic approach. Is how the experience with your customers change and evolve, right? Because now it's part of your competitiveness, right? It's not only the service that you are offering, how you're selling, and how your customers feel more comfortable interacting with your company or the services that you are selling. And then let me move into OpenAI and Microsoft, right? I'm sure that you at this point know that we have a partnership with OpenAI. We are not the same company, but we have a very strong partnership with OpenAI. They are a startup. They continue to be a separate company, but we can think on OpenAI like the research and development piece for OpenAI, right? They use our infrastructure, right? So they use our service, our GPUs, and in the partnership, if you ask me, we pretty much agree to work together on several key areas, right? If you ask me, okay, Jhoanna, which are the 3-4 key areas on that partnership? I can tell you that developing AI technologies, right? The two companies collaborate on the development of new AI models and algorithms with a focus on natural language processing. Also, computer vision, right? You have been seeing how these models DALL-E, for example, can create images from a text prompt. So that's related with how the computers see and create images or handle images. And also on other areas of AI, like speech, we announced the Inspire last week, Whisper on Azure OpenAI, and Whisper on speech services coming soon. So it's more about speech services too. Right? So one, developing AI technologies. The second point is more about building an AI computer platform, because then these models, speak and interact very well, but there is a lot of compute, right? So think on that line when you think about providing an answering, right? In order to find the best answer, the model need to analyze many options at the same time, right? So all that infrastructure is running on Azure, okay? And we agree on, and we are working together with OpenAI to build a new AI computing platform that will allow developers to easily access and use advanced AI models and algorithms, right? So we create algorithms, put it in those GPU, in those computers, so you can use it, right? The third one is advancing the AI research, right? So the two companies will also collaborate on a range of research projects aim to advancing the state of the art of AI, not only on OpenAI. That's why you are seeing plugins, Whisper, more things coming every month, right? And the 4th point, I think, is making AI more accessible, right? So the partnership also looking to make AI more accessible to a wide range of developers. That's why we're building those tools, right? And also organizations through all the work that we are doing together, right? So what we have on Azure OpenAI, so you see that OpenAI have the models, and we have like the same model in Azure OpenAI. What's the difference? What do I need to use when I choose OpenAI or Azure OpenAI? So we are building for an enterprise type of model, right? So when you look into security, integration with the Active Directory, all the things that I mentioned before, that your data is your data, responsible AI practices, we are not using your data to train the model. And again, a suite of solutions, right? It's important, I always mention that, I'm sorry for being too repetitive, but in order to build a solution, more than one service needs to be integrated in that solution, right? So it's not one only service that is going to fit all your needs. You have a portfolio, and if you invest on and scaling up your developers, your team, also you will be able to scale, right? And this is what we have on Azure OpenAI. So we have GPT-3, that is GA, general available. So if you want to start experimenting with that, you can do it. And also we have ChatGPT and GPT-4. DALL-E is in preview. That means that it's only available for a very few number of customers and partners that are testing pretty much what we have in DALL-E, right? So I don't have another slide with the details, but pretty much all the models for Azure OpenAI that are in the slide interact with text, right? So it's a text prompt, it's a text input, and the model can respond with a text, with the exception of DALL-E. So you can prompt the model with a text and that reply with an image, okay? That's the difference between the models, and all are custom tunable. You can set parameters to ask your data, and one of the common more of the common practices that we have on, hey, how I can ask my data. So we also announced the Azure OpenAI on your data. I don't want to talk too much about products, but it's a very good tool. So we already have been provided some code and GitHub repos, and our partners are more than ready to run POCs or MVPs with your company on testing, looking into your data, okay? And then we have the co-pilots, right? So why we're doing this? Because you are announcing new innovation every month, because we are the first customers of our own technology, right? So that's how you see Microsoft 365 Copilot, about GitHub Copilot. Also, we have security Copilot, dynamic Copilot. So Copilot is everywhere in our portfolio, right? Why? Because then it could be like a Copilot, right? In any task that you do in Microsoft Teams. So if you are in a meeting and you want to recap the meeting, what are the tasks or the activities associated that you need to pay attention during the meeting? So Copilot can guide you. Hey, Jhoanna, this is the meeting. In the meeting, Pedro mentioned you 3 times, and you need to partner with Mario to answer these 4 questions, right? So the system is intelligent enough to look into some recommendations, and all of that, everything that you are seeing in the copilots, Bing Enterprise, ChatGPT Enterprise that was announced to Inspire, is also running on OpenAI, right? So the same technology that we use to create those copilots is available to you via Azure OpenAI, right? So you can build your own copilot, right? And we haven't, again, in all the products, this is a good image on which products do we have integrated, pretty much all. Now is the era of AI, copilots everywhere, and it's a very basic architecture that we have, right? It's nothing that you are not doing in your company. So anytime that you want to create a product stack, you have the infrastructure at the bottom, then the foundational models. Azure OpenAI is one of those. And then how you orchestrate the interaction between the model and all the copilots that you are creating. If you want to ground your data and integrate more applications, we have plugins that was also announced at Microsoft Build. Right? I have another slide with Azure OpenAI service. I'm just going to show you some use cases because the impact is real, right? Before moving to Mario, because Mario is going to give you a specific example about these use cases. These are the more common ones. Okay, now you know everyone is talking about OpenAI. I know that the data is secure. Microsoft is a trustable partner. Microsoft has partners that can help me with that. Now I get it, the difference between Copilots and Azure OpenAI, how I can use it. So which are the common use cases for Azure OpenAI service, right? 4 of them is what I have in the slide. So writing assistant, content creation. So I have in my company documents, PowerPoint, Word documents, right? And then I need people to summarize what those documents have. For example, I have an RFP and I have a knowledge base with all the RFP that I have been participating in the past in that industry with similar customers like this one. I want to optimize my sales team work, right? So then you can look into that data and ask the system, hey, I have 10, 20, 100 RFP. Please summarize what's the best option for this customer, right? And the system is able to do it. Summarization, okay, use case number 1. The second one is reasoning over structured and unstructured data, right? So I want to give me a recommendation. Usually it's more about, language, because it's a language model. Do not expect that the system is going to do very complex calculation and algorithms, right? Because it's not the nature of the model, but can reasoning and analyze between different options. Hey, I want to go on vacation. I have option A, B, C, and D. What's the best option for me if I don't want to be in the sun and I want to spend most of the night with dinner, having dinner with my family, right? You can give different parameters in the chat or in the interface, and the system can reason and define or recommend what's the action that you could take, right? And the third case is also, I mentioned summarization, sorry, so writing assistant. So let me go back to my example number 1. Because in the writing assistant, I say summarization, and it was the other way. Writing assistant, and hey, I have a meeting with the executive, my executive CVP, right? And I want to have a very impactful presentation. Can you guide me? What are the things that I need to mention? And these are the bullet points, right? And he can write for you like a paragraph. Hey, you should start with this executive summary based on the bullets or the topics that you provide to the system, right? Can write the content, or you can give a content and can summarize, right? And then the chatbot virtual agent scenario, that is the more common one, right? In which you can have a conversation, in your web page. You can ask your customer what do they recommend, what the product do they have. They can have an interaction, and you can improve the experience, the buying experience. And the impact here is real, right? It's not only that we had those use cases, and I'm going to pass to Mario because it has amazing use cases that they have been working on at Brabant. Mario, all yours.
Thank you so much, Jhoanna. It was a really amazing explanation. Thank you so much, because I think that it was really, really clear. Let me share again my screen. Okay, no, I think that I'm sharing. Okay, so now I will explain deeper different use cases where we are applying those technologies. Always that we have a talk about AI and about OpenAI, we like to show real examples, real scenarios where we are applying those technologies, because I think that for you that maybe are thinking how you can apply it in your company or in your business needs or whatever, I think that this will open your mind and you will see in many different ways how you can apply it. This is a very similar slide that Jhoanna showed to us, but in this case, as I said, I will go deeper to every scenario, but because I will show some of them that we have created for different clients or for different POCs. Because, for example, in content generation, we can use in many different ways that Jhoanna was explaining to us. But for example, we can use it for a call center. This is a very common use cases that we are finding with our clients, because we can use it OpenAI in many different ways. For example, we can use it to automatically generate a response to our customers. So imagine the time that we can save just listening the conversation and sending automatically a response. And imagine how will improve the customer satisfaction. I think that this is something that completely change the way of we can interact with our clients. Also, for example, we can generate our own personalized UI for our website. For example, this is something that we can request or we can ask to OpenAI, and we will receive some ideas or some different parameters that we can apply in our website. For summarization, again, we can apply it in call center. We receive tons of different customer supports from different calls, from different emails, from different way of contacts, and we can take all of them and we can summarize what was happening in this conversation. Also could be interesting for documents. Jhoanna was explaining us that is the same use case that I will show to you, talking about RFPs. This is something that will take a lot of time, and is taking a lot of time for many different companies. If we take all of these documents, all of this information, we can analyze it using OpenAI and see which one is the best for our business to present an offer or a proposal or whatever. So that's something that could be really interesting. Also, of course, we can analyze social media trends in different social networks. Another one that for me is very interesting is the code generation. As you can imagine, and as I said at the beginning, we are a software development company. So this is a tool that we use internally because we have our own copilot that is helping us or is helping to our programmers to do better software and also to do better quality and again, save time. For me, probably the most interesting thing, because I'm a developer, could be the code documentation, because sometimes this is a task that for developers we don't like to do. This is something very common, and just using the copilot we can do it automatically. And finally, we have the semantic search. We can have different reviews of different products, and we can analyze, we can search for specific reviews, or for example, if in our company we have a knowledge base or different documents, we can automatically index just using this semantic search, and we can automatically do different business process, or we can ask about everything that we have inside or within the documents. And also here you have different examples of multiple model use cases that we are combining, for example, the content generation with summarization, and we can build an end-to-end, for example, call center analytics for classification, sentiment, entity extraction, or whatever we want. We can create, for example, a customer 360 for hyper-personalization, for example, to offer the best product or the best advertisement, for example, for our client. Or for me, maybe the most interesting one is for business process automation. This is probably the most, I think, the most common scenario that we are working with our client. Using structured or unstructured documentation, we can analyze what we have. We can generate automatically code with this information, or we can automatically generate content. It depends on our use case. As Jhoanna was saying, we can combine all of the different services. We can combine all of these different use cases and create the perfect scenario for our company. So now I will show you different videos, as I said, the real scenarios of real scenarios or real use cases that we have been working on with different clients. The first one is a call center. I will put a sound of a call, of a call center call. I will stop it because it's quite long, because with just few seconds, you will understand what was happening. So let me play. So as you were listening, the customer was disappointed because of the delivery date of a product or whatever. I don't remember exactly the call, but what we did is that we are taking all of this conversation, as Jhoanna was saying, we are using different services because we are taking the audio of the call, we are using the transcript of the audio, and we are sending the text to OpenAI. So we are using many different services. But here the key is that we are analyzing everything that is happening in all of the calls that we are receiving in our call center. So after analyzing everything, we are able to ask any question that we want. As you are seeing here in the video, we are asking for the sentiment, for example, what are the next actions to take, what is the rate of the call, everything that we want. But here probably asking about what happened in the conversation could be interesting, but I think that we can automatically do more steps. For example, we can create automatically an email to answer our customer to see what happened, or automatically we can create a task. For example, if we have a CRM or whatever, we can create a task to see what happened, or as you are seeing here in the video, we are contacting directly or automatically to the shipping company. Again, you can automatically do whatever you want. So imagine the possibilities that we can apply in a scenario like this, in a call center scenario. Now let's go to the next scenario, to the next use case. Here, this is a real scenario that we were applying in one of the company that we have in our group because we have an academy where we have different boot camps about software development technologies. We have different students, and as any other company, we are receiving some reviews in different social media, in different pages like Google. And what we are doing here is that we are analyzing everything that we are receiving from our trainings or from our different courses that we are giving to our students. So we took all of this information, all the reviews that we received in all the channels that I said, like social media or whatever. We are sending all of this information to Azure OpenAI, and we are analyzing what happened. So imagine here again the possibilities that we can get and the time that we are saving, because to do that, we have many people that are analyzing what the people are saying about that. But now we can focus in many other tasks because we are analyzing automatically what the people are saying, what we are receiving from our students. And for example, here, as you can see, it's a real scenario because, of course, we have negative opinions from different people. So automatically we can analyze what was happening, and automatically, for example, we can send an email to the student that have a bad review to see what happened, how we can solve the problem, or we can create a campaign for the marketing department because we need to change something, or we can send automatically an email to the teacher because we had a problem in the class. Again, imagine the possibilities that where we can use these services, because I think that there are many different use cases where we can apply it. Now let's go to the next one. This one is the scenario that Jhoanna was mentioning about the RFPs. Here we are combining many different services in Azure. This is a real scenario also that we have been working with a client that they are receiving many different RFPs, and when you are receiving all of the documents, you need to analyze and you need to decide in which one you want to present an offer, a proposal, or whatever, because you have some different advantages or disadvantages. So what we are doing here is that we are indexing all of these documents. That could be a PDF, could be a Word document, or whatever. We are using an Azure storage where we are sending all of these documents. And using semantic search, we are indexing all of this information, and we are analyzing the information that we have inside those documents. Also, here, as you are seeing in the video, we are using Virtual Assistant. That is a tool that allows us to create a chat in the same way that you are using ChatGPT, that probably most of you were using. So we are able to have a conversation. Here we have connected the virtual assistant with Azure OpenAI. So after connecting both services or both technologies, we are able to ask any question about the information that we have inside the documents. In this video that I'm showing to you, we are getting information about different cars, different models, that we have inside the documents. But in the real scenario that we have created, as I said, is to analyze different RFPs and different documents for a company. And now, this is for me, in my opinion, this is my favorite one. Probably is the most innovative. Because here we have created our own MetaHuman. We are creating other MetaHumans for different clients, but in the video that I'm showing to you, we have created our own MetaHuman. We are using the technology from Unreal, the MetaHuman technology, and here we have integrated the MetaHuman with Azure OpenAI with our own model, our own AI model. We have trained this AI model with all the information of our company, from our services, our products, our clients, everything from our company. We have integrated all together, and now we are able to ask any question to this MetaHuman. So imagine the possibilities. You can create your own sales person, for example, for your company. And now what we are doing is that we are creating different MetaHumans for different companies. For example, we are creating MetaHumans for events in many different ways. Let me show you this video.
Mario, hi.
Yep.
Are you sharing the sound of the video?
Yep.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Because we can hear it. No, we can't.
Let me share again. Let me share again.
Okay.
1 sec. Sorry about that. Let me share again. Include computer sound. I think that I clicked it, but don't worry. I will share again. Let me know if it's the sound okay now.
Hey, good afternoon. You look like a cool
Yes, perfect now. Thank you.
Thank you.
What can you do?
I'm glad you think so. I'm here to answer any of your questions about Bravent. Whether it's about our services, our partners, our products, or anything else related to the company, I'm here to help. What would you like to know?
Hey, good afternoon.
So here, as you are seeing, we are able to answer any question. Also, I don't remember if you heard that, but we sent 2 different questions to the MetaHuman, and the MetaHuman in this case answered both questions. Let me go back. So as I was saying, we can integrate the MetaHuman in every place that you want, in a website or in a kiosk, for example, in a concretely space or whatever you want. Sorry, because I was moving automatically. Now I will talk about the last scenario that we are working on. This is an exploratory solution that we are creating. Here we are using generated images by AI. This is like a game that we are creating for different events, or it's a fun engagement solution. And here what we are doing is that we are creating images using AI. For example, we are working on that for a car event that will be celebrated in October. And the idea is to create a fun engagement solution where we can take a selfie of ourselves. We are sending the picture to the AI service, and we are creating automatically the image that we want. In this case, as you can imagine, or as I was saying, will be a car event. So I'm creating my own picture as a Formula One driver, for example, with the Formula One suit or whatever you want. So you can create your own AI images. So here, imagine the possibilities. This is just one example, but imagine the possibilities, for example, to create content for marketing campaigns or for product design or whatever. Here we can apply the service in many different ways. So that's everything from my side. I hope you like it. As I said before, thank you so much, Jhoanna. It was a pleasure. I don't want to. I don't know if you want to add anything else, Jhoanna.
Yeah, thank you, Mario. So it's a pleasure to be here. And again, this is also an opportunity. So don't let the boost pass, right? So at least start looking more about what AI can do for you. Engaging conversations with Bravent, they can guide you on having a conversation or having an envisioning session or also building a POC. Don't lose the opportunity. Now you have all this information to do something with this, right? And it doesn't mean that you need to have a huge investment, but at least exploring, experimenting. So it's the time to adopt this technology and be the first on doing this, right? In your industry. So you can differentiate using AI. And thank you for having me here. Hope that the session was good.
Thank you, Jhoanna. It was a pleasure. As I said, I think that, you have the question and answer window. Feel free to send us any question that you have. Also, feel free to contact us through LinkedIn or by email, whatever you prefer, because we will be more than happy to answer any question. So thank you also, all of you that joined our session. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much, and see you in the next
Thank you,
webinar.
everyone.